Hey guys, how's it going? Bear back here, and it is time for another video. As you can see, we've got something we have not done in a while. You know what? Any kind of coins we have not done in a while. I just felt like we needed to get back to it. So we stopped by the bank and picked ourselves up a box of quarters. There we go. Haven't done any kind of coin. I think ever since the word that pennies were gone, I just kind of been like, blah. And you know what? I got to get back to hunting some coins. So we picked ourselves up this box and we're going to get to it. Before we do, guys, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. And let's see. We have not cracked this yet. So let's see if we can do that. One-handed and left-handed. Left-handed usually doesn't work too well, but looks like we're doing all right. All right. Hopefully we'll have a nice circulated box, and yeah, we do. Nice. That is a great start right there. We are going to hunt ourselves some quarters. If you guys haven't watched my quarter videos, I do it a little different than a lot of people. I pull out all the 19s and 20s, hoping for W's, and we do our own little W hunt halfway through the box. But if we do find any silver varieties, foreigns, we will show those as we go. So I'll quit talking and let's get to it. Alrighty, guys, we got these rolls all pulled out, ready to get ripping. We got a couple 19s here on the end and a 20. Check this one out, though. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but this is the old snow on the roof. I believe we got it there. I'm going to go ahead and hook up my scope, and we're going to take a look at that and check it out. But I think we have that. I think we got some snow on the roof there. We'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, here we are. You can see this is the 2015 Homestead, and it does have a little bit of snow on the roof. It's not a very good example. I'll have to find one of my other ones and I'll show you, but you can definitely see the little bit right now. Let's point at it a little better for you. Right there. You can see it right there. Little die chip there. It's there. You can definitely see it. It's just not as pronounced. I will grab my other one. I will try to find it. If I find it, I will show it at the end of the video, so stay tuned. All right, guys, well, we are on roll number 4, and we have a find. We got a few 19s, couple 20s up there getting ready for the W hunt. But check this out. We have an S mint mark. Not silver, but it is a, what would you call it? A NIFC, not intended for circulation. Yeah, that is pretty cool. What is this? This is a 2016 Theodore Roosevelt. I'm not real, I mean, I've got these before, but if you look, there is obviously a silver version right there that has 479,000. But either way you look at it, this is a pretty nice hit. I don't know which one of these it is. There's two S's that it is showing. So there's one that is 976,000, and there's one that is 660,000. It says A. Let's go back over here to 91. So A says the San Francisco Mint made uncirculated S mint mark quarters in relatively small quantities for collectors who might purchase them directly from the mint for a premium above face value. Okay, so I don't know how you tell the difference, but that, either way, somebody can leave a comment down below if they know, but that is pretty cool. And it, you know, for being in circulation, it's in pretty darn good shape. We will take it. That's an awesome hit. All right, moving on. Alrighty, guys, we're on roll number 15, and we are building our 19s and 20s up back there. We've got one of every variety, so that's cool. Hopefully we've got some W's in there. But check this out. We've got ourselves another find, and it is another S Mint mark. So that is pretty cool. Another one in nice shape. This is the I'm not even sure what this is. Effigy Mounds? EFFIGY. Yeah, but that is another S Mint mark. That is too cool. 2 of those in 15 rolls. We'll take it. I've got an old red book, so it doesn't have the mintages for the 2017, so I'm not sure. I would imagine it's probably going to be similar. But yeah, that's cool. All right, moving on. All right, guys, we're on the same roll, and check that out. Moving just a little bit down the roll. It's not in very good shape, but we've got ourselves a proof. Another S Mint mark, but this is definitely a proof. It has seen better days, but I love proofs, and you can see that frostiness. There's still some frostiness there. We'll take it. All right, awesome. Moving on. All right, we're on roll number 18, and I'm not so sure we have a hit as more of as a loss. We got something hiding in the middle there that ain't supposed to be there. Well, let's see if you can see that little gap there. Looks like we might have a nickel slide in there. We do got some kind of discolored coin here, but I think that's all it is. Yeah, it's just discolored. Well, let's see if it's a nickel or if it might be a foreign. Where'd it go? I think it's a nickel, though. Yeah, we lost ourselves 20 cents on that one. 2025D. Yeah, well, it happens. Let's see if we can find some other goodies. There's a 19. See if we can find some other goodies to make up for it. All right. Oh, there's a 20. Hand a 20. There we go. Maybe we got a W hiding right there. All right, moving on. All righty, guys. Well, we're not finding silver, and we don't know if we got any W's yet, but we're on roll number 20, almost halfway through, and we got ourselves another S Mint mark. This one is Mount Rushmore 2013. And they're all in. This one's got a little bit. Well, let's see if that wipes off. No, there's a little bit of a scrape on that side. Other than that, that one was in pretty good shape too. Now that's got a little scratch in it. But still, we got another S Mint mark. That is pretty darn cool. I will take it, and we're moving on. Alrighty, guys. Well, we are back at roll number 22, and I am really enjoying this little dump somebody had because we just found another S. This one is Hawaii Volcanoes 2012. And again, it is in pretty good shape. That is another S right there. We will take it, and we're moving along. Alrighty, guys. Well, this is halfway through the box. So right after this, we are gonna go for a W hunt. And I brought you in because we got another one, guys. All right, this time we got Port McHenry 2013. Another S Mint mark. That is cool. That one's in pretty good shape also. All right, I'm loving it. I'm loving these S Mint marks. That gives us something to hunt. You know, a lot of times these quarters are pretty dull, but yeah, that's our 5th one, and we also got that proof. All right, moving on. Alrighty, guys, we are halfway through 25 rolls, so we are gonna go ahead and check for some W's. We got every variety, at least 2 of each. So let's start with 2019. We got Lowell. We got 2 of those, and they are both D's. All right, we got Warren Pacific. Looks like we got about 4 of those, and they are D's. All right, we got American Memorial Park, And we're looking at D's. D's it is. All right, San Antonio. I think San Antonio is the one I've gotten the most of. And I would not mind another one. There's a P. We don't get very many P's here. And nope, they're D's. And then we have River of No Return. And that's a nice looking D, but that's not what we're looking for. There's a P and D. All right, moving on to 2020s. All right, the bat, one of my favorite ones. And you can barely see that with the glare. There you go. All right. And the 2020 also has a privy mark on the left-hand side if you haven't seen those. Of course, I don't have one handy. Hopefully we can find one and we'd show you, right? Got a couple P's there, but that ain't gonna do it. All right, we got Weir Farms is next. Didn't show you that one either. There we go. All right, not doing a great job of showing off the stuff here. I'd love to show you off a W. We got a bunch of D's. All right, next one is Salt River Bay. There we go. It seems to be that we get the most of the Salt River Bay, but I have never found a Salt River Bay W. And tell me if that ain't weird. But that's the way it is. And those are all D's. All right, then we got Rockefeller. Marsh Billings Rockefeller. All right. There's a P. We got some P's. I don't know if that's a good sign. I don't know. All I want is a W. I don't care. We're not getting one there. And our last one, last two of the first half of the box. That is Tall Grass Prairie. We got 2 coins, and that's a D, and that's a D. All right, we are going to move on to those 25. Alrighty, guys. Well, we went on a little dry spell there. I think we are on roll 35, and we're back on the S's. Here we go. We got another S mint mark here. This is Acadia from 2012. There we go, and you can see that one. It's got a little bit of scratches on the left there, but it's pretty nice also. Another S mint mark. We will take it. All right, moving on. All right, we're on roll 42. We are getting down to it, and I saw something really shiny back there. You can look at that sucker. You see the difference there? I'm pretty sure we're going to have another S. What do we got here? This is a 2016. That's Theodore Roosevelt. 2016, and that is another S mint. And that one is pretty nice. Yeah, cool. Another S. All right. No, well, we still, there's some 20s right there. There's a couple bats right there. We'll set off to the side and put in our stacks. We're still got that W hunt coming. We got 8 rolls left. No silver, no foreign. But we got those S's, so that's cool. Moving on. Alrighty, we are on the last roll, and we hit another one. And I was gonna go by the edges because I saw the edge on this one and it was pretty thick and nice. And then when I saw it sitting there, I was like, oh, that's gotta be an S. And it is. We got Fort McHenry 2013, and there you go. We got another S right there. Pretty. And there definitely is a possibility of a second, because that one right there, you can see that says $quarter. It looked similar. So let's take it from the back. Yeah, that's got to be. That's another Hawaii volcano. We had that one before, and it's got to be. Yeah, that is another S. All right, we got 2 S's in the final roll to finish off this hunt, and we'll bring you back in just a minute to check for W's. Alrighty, we are done ripping those rolls open. This is what we got left. We got some W's. We got all the varieties again, at least a couple of each, and let's go ahead and go for the W's. All right, we're gonna start with 2019s, and we got, is that a P? Yeah, that's a P. I can't believe how many P's we're getting. All right, War in the Pacific. We wanna see that W, we don't wanna see no P's. Come on now, bunch of D's. All right, we got American Memorial Parks. And those are D's. We got San Antonio. And looking like D's. Trying to keep them in the camera for you guys. All right, those are D's. We got River of No Return. Another P. Rest D's. Going to 2020. And we've got the BOT. The BOT. American Samoa. And bunch of D's. Come on. Can we get one W? With all those S's in here, you think we'd find a W. Weir Farms. Nothing there. We got a big stack of Salt River Bay, so we're going to take half of it to start. Ooh, that was a pretty one. I was hoping that would be a W, or maybe even an S. An S would have been cool with some of these new ones, but, or newer. I noticed all those other ones were older ones. 12 and 13 were most of them. And we're just seeing the D's. And that's all it's going to be there. We got Rockefeller. And there's a P. We got D&D and Tall Grass Prairie, right? Yeah. We got 3 of those. We got D. We got a P. And we got a D. All right. No W's, no silver, but you know what? Here is your recap. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 S minted, not for circulation coins. That is awesome. Then we did get that one proof, S minted proof, not silver, of Guam. Pretty cool. And unfortunately, we lost 20 cents on the box. We got a nickel. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. All I can tell you is till the next one. See you then.